Good morning, Tobago. Good morning to Trinidad. Good morning to the Caribbean. And good morning to the rest of the world. And welcome to Brunch, a taste of Tobago. I am your host, JW Moore, also known as J Soul, and you are going to be kicking it with us as the day goes by. Brunch or morning show, we are here to, like I always say, inspire, empower, and inform on everything and anything that is Tobago. Now, quite a few events happened over the weekend and into this week. Tobago Heritage Festival is up and booming. It's exciting. We have been to some of the shows. We are there to really keep you abreast of what's going on the island of Tobago. We have a really packed show for you today. But for those of you joining us for the first time, we start off with our good stuff. Our Good Stuff segment seeks to bring you inspiring stories, sons and daughters of the soil who are doing great things, who are impacting positively to humanity and the rest of the world. So I'm going to take you first to the news day. As UN declares World Steel Pan Day, Ramsey Moore, Pan Month even more special. Pan Tobago will celebrate Pan Month once again this August, and it is being made even more special with the UN's declaration of August 11th as World Steel Pan Day. The body has a number of activities planned for the month, including a church service, pan and powder steel band parade, and Garcia's Pan on the Avenue. This is something that you definitely do not want to miss. Go to the Newsday and find out more on Pan Month. All right. Next, of course, the Daily Express. KFC donates 0.25 million to Tishri students. Quite an interesting story there. As a part of its 50th anniversary celebrations in Trinidad and Tobago, KFC has donated 250 million towards 50 tertiary level bursaries for deserving students. The bursary is aptly named the KFC Bucket Bursary. You see the words there? There's a pun on the words there. KFC Bucket Bursary. KFC said that they wanted to thank Trinbagonians for allowing the brand to be part of their lives for the past 50 years. Please check that out. We all know KFC and they have been around for a very long time and impacting not just our bellies because we love it, but they are also impacting communities and humanity as well. So please check out that story today, guys. TNT born Heather Headley on Netflix's Sweet Magnolias. So we're going to look out for Heather Headley, daughter of the soil, Trinidad and Tobago born, accomplished actor, playwright. Let's not get it twisted. This woman has done it all. And she is on the Netflix special Sweet Magnolias. Sweet Magnolias will serve us plenty drama in season 3 with Helen Center, Maddie and Dana Sue bond put to the test. Their bond is put to the test. So Heather is scheduled to be a part of that hit sitcom series, Steel Magnolias. Everything old is new again. The latest revival brings Timothy Oliphant, U.S. Marshal Raylan Givens. Okay, let me say that again. Timothy Oliphant, U.S. Marshal Raylan Givens back to the screen to dispense his brand of justice to a new big bad. 10 years after the events of the Justified finale, Raylan is marshalling in Miami and helping to raise his 15-year-old daughter, Willa, played by Oliphant's real-life daughter, Vivian Oliphant. So on Netflix, guys, Steel Magnolias, you might want to check that out. It's a very riveting drama, and it speaks on everything and anything that is affecting us as human beings in our daily lives. So look out for Heather Headley, a daughter of Trinidad and Tobago, very accomplished actor, recording artist, writer, poet, you name it. Heather has done it all. And we are certainly proud to call her our own, and we are certainly proud that she is giving the flavor of what it is to be Trinbagonian. All right about now, we are going to take a break and we are going to be right back. Remember, we have Money Matters today. You guys do not want to miss that, especially speaking on financial security, which is something that a lot of us are, concerned about. So we want to touch on Money Matters this morning. We also have our culture segment, Iron Bagel. You guys need to come back. But until then, we are going to take a break and we will be right back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. We'll be right back after this.
Come one, come all. It's time to join in the Tobago Heritage Festival 2023. Homage. All are we and all are who we be. To Tobago. Indulge in the awesomeness that is embodied in the spirit of Tobago at the 36th Tobago Heritage Festival. Celebrate a rich, vibrant, hypnotic showcase of our cultural legacy. Yes, from July 21st to August 1st, 2023. Take the island tour. Sample the sumptuous variety of local indigenous delicacies. Enjoy the recreation of old-time village life. Dance to the drum. Feel the rhythm of steel pan. Experience the way of life, languages and oral traditions. Be part of the journey to our we heritage, honoring our past, celebrating our present and inspiring our future. Relive our unique culture. Join in the preservation of the heritage of we island of Tobago.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Live more.
Back with Brunch, guys, a taste of Tobago. Now, before we went to break, I spoke to you and I indicated we are going to be talking on money matters. Now, financial security is something that has been rearing its head. A lot of citizens are very much concerned about their money. Is it working for them? Is it growing for them? Are they saving the way they need to be saving? And my next guest, I am very privileged to have him here, Mr. Omari Nikolai, and he is a financial advisor working out of the Guardian Group. Omari, good morning.
Good morning.
And welcome to Brunch. Thank you for coming. Thank you for gracing us. Thank you for dressing so well. I was looking at you coming in and you were very well attired, and I just want to say kudos to you. So let's talk about money matters. All right? Mm-hmm. We're going into financial security. What does that entail? In your expertise, what does financial security entail?
Well, financial security is having some form of cash reserve in place in the event of an unforeseen circumstances. Example, death, critical illness, or even retirement, right? Mm-hmm. Now, that is something unforeseen. It could happen at any day, at any given time, right? We don't actually have an expiry date to know when exactly we are going to die, right?
Right.
However, how much persons actually actively save towards death? No one actually.
No
You
one.
understand? So, in exchanging $300 or $500 in exchange for probably, let's say, $500,000 or $1 million would give you the ability to give your loved ones the ability to actually bury you comfortably without any form of financial strain. And of course, what happens is that in the event that you have any debt to anyone, the family would now have the ability to pay off those debts in full instead of having a financial burden on their hands. You understand? So it gives you guarantees as well as it gives you a peace of mind knowing that you're not leaving behind any form of burden, right?
Yes.
Yes, so that's financial security in a nutshell, right? If you want to touch on the basis of investments, there are different forms of investment policies which would give you the ability to earn passive income, right? Now, passive income in layman terms is simply putting your money to work for you instead of you actually having to work for your money, right?
Yes.
I mean, that is something that is very common in the workforce. We actually work for our money, exchange our time and service for a dollar, right? Whereas there's different forms of earning an income.
Yeah, and I think there's needs to be a balance as well.
Of
You're
course.
working and you're working for the money, but is the money working for you? Are you
Correct.
just working to pay the bills?
Correct.
What is there an avenue where your money is growing? And I think that's what we're gonna touch on in terms of investing. So what should one look at when investing?
Well, I mean, I think one should look at the length of time that you would be waiting for your returns, of course, and of course, the interest rate pertaining to compound interest, right? As
Right.
compound interest is the main driving force behind the level of returns you get back from your initial investment, right? So that is something that you should definitely look at. The
Okay.
interest rate of the returns that you would be entitled to and the length of time that you will have to wait for that turnover of returns.
Yeah. And something that I found and I experienced, and it's not just hearsay, guys, I kid you not. There are times when you have death, family members passing on and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And there's nothing left for the remainder of the family. The remaining members are not taken care of. So they basically just have enough to bury the person who has died.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we need to change our mindset. How do we begin to do that? Because it seems to be a little of a cultural thing. Yeah, I am seeing some changes, but basically it's a cultural thing where there just isn't anything left. A lot of people don't like doing insurance policies, and it seems to be cultural.
Yes,
Do you
well,
guys have any type of education towards that?
Yes, we do.
All
We
right.
offer one-on-one consultation for the sake of privacy because any information shared from the prospect or potential client with us will be
Right.
dealt with in confidentiality, strict confidentiality, right? So, yes, there are means and ways, but it's not necessarily a public forum.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, financial security is based on the individual itself. It's specialized to the individual themselves. So it depends on your age, your family's medical history, your medical history, and stuff like that.
Right.
Right? So, yes, we can educate the general public on it, but it could be more of a one-on-one basis, or it could even be a group basis. Right?
Yeah.
But it's something that would have to be scheduled and stuff like that because, time is something very sensitive
Yes,
to each and
very
every one, right?
sensitive,
We
yes.
all are working.
Definitely.
Right.
And okay, let's take a drink because you've been talking a while. Let's take a drink. Cheers. Oh, that's good.
Definitely.
Right. So, which brings me to my other question that I was waiting to ask you. For families that we basically still have the extended type of family where you have grandmothers and grandfathers and living with mothers, fathers, children. How do we let's say that this is my family and I'm coming to have a policy done or have some sort of financial understanding in terms of what I want to, provide for them. What would the discussion be like if we're talking um, leaving things for those who are coming behind,
Creating generational wealth, in
creating
other words.
generational wealth? What would the
Okay.
conversation be
Well,
there?
first and foremost, we only provide guidance, right? We do not actively make the decision for you. We could provide a solution, but based on what exactly you want to put in place. So it's a form of open conversation. You would then now let us know what exactly your future plans are, what form of legacy you would like to create and leave behind.
Right.
And then we would actually, with the information and the packages that the company provides for us, we would then come up with a suitable package to ensure that your needs are satisfied.
Okay. And in terms of, you might have persons who are bedridden, who can't walk, that sort of thing. I guess you guys would cater to that as well.
Yes, we cater
going
to the
to
disability, the unfortunate
venue and
disabilities.
house. Yes.
Yes, of course. We are flexible with our time and, of course, where we go and venture. So we can meet persons at their office, at their homes,
Right.
and stuff like that
Which brings
for
me
the sake
back.
of convenience.
Yes, because convenience is something that I really wanted to touch on. Because there would be times when you don't have that level of comfort and then you may not be able to come to you. So
True.
it's good to know that you are ready and willing to meet
Yes.
each person where they are.
Definitely, definitely.
One thing that I wanted to ask you, I have seen circumstances where people are really, really, hell bent on investing, but they do not go through, well, I wouldn't say the proper channels. They do not go through the actual channels that they should be going through.
Right.
And then we are subject to scams.
So
When
very
it's
true.
time to withdraw our money, we can't get it.
True.
Side crash and all kinds of chaos can ensue from that. What is your take on that? Do you find people moving towards these too many online investments?
I would say yes, but mainly because as human beings, we love to be independent, to know that, okay, we didn't depend on this one or that one. And most times when we actually invest and we actually are successful in regards to our returns, what happens is that we don't necessarily share that success story because we don't necessarily want to become a victim or someone who is now earmarked by, there are different sectors of society, right? So generally speaking, yes, pertaining to that, right? Now, I would say in terms of investment, always seek enough information so you can make an informed decision. Because
Yeah.
from the time you do not have enough information, what happens is that you are now gambling.
Oh, that's the word, gambling. And so you're not sure
Exactly.
of what the outcome will be because
Exactly.
now it's a gamble.
Exactly.
And then sometimes you don't know the organization or the platform, or you're
Correct.
not really familiar or as familiar as you should be in terms
Correct.
of researching.
Correct.
And that's what some of us don't do. We don't properly
Correct. We don't
research.
properly do our own research and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Because that is definitely something that I came across, especially during the pandemic, when most of us were at home, and so you're looking for avenues where you
Avenues to
can
make some money.
earn, where you can invest, where you can have your money grow for you. And I remember around that time there were a couple online investing ideas, and it just, the money is leaving and you just don't know. You don't know who it went to. You don't know where it went. And so I'm saying the research is needed because the scammers, the persons who make this their daily living,
Yeah.
they are looking for the person who seems desperate. Who
So very true.
Yeah. So in terms of educating ourselves on financial security, what would you say are some of the fundamentals when you're talking financial security? You just spoke about having sharing generational generational
Wealth.
wealth. That was one thing that we spoke about. In your expert opinion, what else can we deem as a fundamental of what financial security should be?
Well, one of the fundamentals of financial security is actually getting the best out of whatever you earn on whether it be a weekly basis, a fortnightly basis, or a monthly basis, right? Now,
Right.
in order to get that done, you have to establish a budget and stick to that budget.
Let
Disciplinary.
me write that down. Let me write that down. Establish a budget and
Yes.
stick to it.
Definitely, right? And of course, you may dissect the budget in a way where, okay, you have your mandatory bills on a monthly basis, which would entail like food, transportation, and stuff like that,
Yeah.
shelter and stuff like that, right? Also, you may want to put in some recreational activities because you're not just working to just work and pay bills, right? You want to enjoy your money a little bit, but of course, what happens is that sometimes we are not too disciplined when enjoying ourselves, and we spend and spend and spend until we have nothing remaining but the cash for our bills, right?
Right.
And what happens is that we don't necessarily pull a cash reserve for ourselves because persons are capable of saving on their own, but it all comes back to discipline, right?
Yes.
It all comes back to discipline. Now, what you have to do is, if you're not capable, if you're honest with yourself and you're not capable, then seek out the help. And that is what we provide as financial advisors, right? We advise, we don't necessarily tell you what to do with your money. That's your decision at the end of the conversation.
Okay.
You understand? So, and what happens once you can implement that level of discipline, what happens is that you start to see the returns of your money because, just putting away $200 a month, 12 months in a year. Right? That 2 by 12 is $2,400. And if you invest that $2,400 now in something that generates compound interest, right? That is a form of passive income. So you're not necessarily having to get up at a specific time and work or anything. You could be sleeping and that money is building interest for you and you don't even know it.
And that is a very good point. We are going to talk some more on that. We're going to take a break and we're going to come back with more from Omari. Investing when we come back.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
That created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
Summerama, real steam for the summer at standard. Is a dream for the summer. Dreamy, steamy, standard. What you have? All the best deals, no drama. Standard be beat like a hammer. Go tell your friend, tell your papa, tell your mama. We got more. Standards are what you're searching for. Quality brand, discounts galore. New things for the summer, online in store. Summertime is here, so make the most out of it at Standard. Never beating on quality and price. It's nice.
are back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Now, guys, when we went on the break, I was having a discussion with Omari, and we were talking about the conversations that people seem to not want to have when it comes to financial security. It's thought that it's taboo. There are still a lot of persons that don't want to have this conversation, Omari. Why do you think that is?
Well, because based on personalities, some persons just generally have an issue with speaking about their own debts. They don't like the idea of having to imagine their own debt. They don't like the idea of having to think about life after their own debt. You understand what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I mean, if you have loved ones, persons that you really care about, persons that you want to see flourish even after you are not here, then it's a selfless decision to make in terms of putting something in place for that time period or that timeline after your death. You understand?
Right.
Because I mean, you may have incurred debts, as I mentioned before, right? You may be paying a mortgage, of course, and I don't think after your death you would like to know that you lost the home, which would have been a big investment for you and your family, of course, and now
Right.
your family is back to renting or probably homeless or probably seeking charity, right? I highly doubt any responsible person would want to know that after all their hard work, that their legacy just goes back to nothing.
Exactly. It's like it never existed.
Correct.
Which brings me to my other point. I'm thinking about natural disasters and how we treat with those things financially. Now, I have been in circumstances like certain places that you're going for help. People, someone may come in, their house burned down, or a landslide would have
Right.
taken, broken part of their house away, and stuff like that. How does that? How do you deal with that? What do you provide if I should come in and that is something that I'm coming to
Well,
report?
That would fall under general insurance or property insurance,
Or
right?
property insurance.
Yes, correct. That is where any form of natural disasters, as you mentioned, any form of unforeseen circumstance, any form of your house being flooded, any form of it being damaged in any form of fashion based on the natural hazard, right? Then you will be reimbursed. Of course, well, they will analyze the cost to repair the home as to how it was, and you will be, well, a check would be disbursed to you
Right.
to basically pay off the expenses
Okay.
and get the home back to where it was, right?
And this would happen even if they are not a member. Let's say they're coming as the tragedy ensues. They are
As
coming
the
to
tragedy
you.
occur?
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
How do you deal with that?
No. Unfortunately, no. You would have had to already be a member of the company, and of course paying your premiums on a monthly basis traditionally.
Okay,
Right.
and this would enable you to receive the assistance that
Correct.
that you
That's very much
currently
correct. So it's not very different from pooling your resources in the event of an unforeseen circumstance,
need.
right?
Right. Yeah.
The difference is it's not death, critical illness, or retirement. It's, of course, something happening to your home, right? Partially or entirely destruction of your home, right?
Right.
So what happens is that once you're paying your premiums on a monthly basis, you're exchanging that fixed figure for a guarantee that in the event that something is to occur to my home to cause any form of inconvenience,
Or
then I would
discomfort.
have that peace of mind to
Right.
actually get back my home where it was, and in a more reinforced way. So if the issue is to reoccur, the damage may not be as significant.
Volatile. Yes.
Yes.
What about households with young children? What would that fall under? If a family needs to come see you for financial assistance, what would that fall under? Like, let's say you have children staging from, you have teen, preteen, and of course primary level or nursery school level. How would that? Is there any type of plan that caters to this type of household?
Yes, there are educational policies which would create a pool of funds, which would then, well, the owner of the policy, which would be the parent, of course, or the guardian,
Right.
somebody who is of age legally, of course, right, would be the owner of the policy. They would not be able to actually tamper with the funds in any way, form, or fashion.
Right. Oh,
So you're
that's
simply putting in the funds,
Yeah.
and the funds would continue to grow until the child becomes of
of
age.
age. Is
right?
that 18 or
Yes, that's
18?
18. Yes,
Okay.
of course. And well, at that point in time, whether they choose to go to college, whether they choose to open a business, it's a start for them. It's a solid foundation for them to build upon.
Right.
Versus having nothing at all.
Nothing at all. You heard
Right.
that, parents? You cannot go in to the accounts. Okay? Don't go in and say, all right, I can put this back. I go in and pay this and I can put this back month 10. No, you can't enter the payments. All you have to do is be the provider and you put the money in and your prince and princesses get it at age 18 or onward. Yeah?
Correct.
What
And
are
that
the-
money grows with interest as well. Eh?
Yes, which
Yeah.
is what we want to talk about, the interest. We want our money to grow for us.
Correct.
That is so amazing to have your money grow for you.
Definitely,
you know?
definitely.
And in terms of your benefits to investing, I mean, we talk about investing, we talk about why people should invest,
Yeah.
but what are some of the benefits of investing? One thing I know, your money is allowed to grow.
Yes.
That much I know.
Mhm.
But what are some of the other benefits that we could expect from investing our money?
Well, it gives you financial freedom, first and
Mhm.
foremost, right? It actually it gives you options. The more money you have, the more options you have, right? So I mean, if you want to open a business, if you want to buy a piece of property, if you want to go into commercial renting and stuff like that, you would have the options. And once you have that cash available to you, any financial institution would be more than willing to actively give you that assistance, even if you do not have sufficient funds at hand.
At hand, yeah.
Right?
That's
And-
interesting. Mhm.
Definitely. And that's
Yeah.
something that we don't know. Sometimes we go to banks or we go to credit unions and they deny us a loan or a mortgage, right? But that is simply because we don't have that 10% or
Right.
that cash in hand, to actually show that, hey, I have a start and I just need some assistance. I have a vision that I want to manifest and I have the security or the collateral. So in the event that I die or in the event that I'm in a position where I can't repay, I have something that you all could claim to basically balance off the debt.
Right.
understand?
Definitely. And Omari, tell us how, because I'm speaking with you and you definitely gave us some information that we did not know before. How long have you been involved in financial management, the Guardian Group? How long have you been involved
I've
in
been
that
with
sector?
Guardian about 2 years now, but
Okay.
I've been in the financial industry about 7 years.
Okay.
I came from a bank, the banking industry at first, and then I crossed over into insurance.
Okay.
Mainly because, in the bank you can't really share much information, whereas in the insurance industry you have much more grounds to actually share and deliver information that would assist persons in making better choices regarding their monies.
Better choices.
Yes,
That's what we
Definitely.
need. That's what we need. Better
definitely.
choices, because a lot of times we are not educated enough when it comes to our
True.
money. And this is a very serious thing that we keep seeing happening over and over and over again.
Definitely.
People don't want to have the discussion. I'm hoping that, through the show Brunch, A Taste of Tobago, see what I did there? I mentioned brunch again. Yeah. I'm hoping that, a better sense of awareness can come from sitting and looking at persons such as Omari, and we would have had Miss Lisa Frank Phillips, who is also a financial
course.
advisor, Sharice McKnight, who is also in that field of financial literacy. And I'm hoping that it kind of bridges that gap. There are people still who have money under their bed, under their mattress,
Saving, yeah.
saving. There are people who still do that.
And that is a risk in itself because, as you was referring to natural hazards, right? What if something is to occur, whether that be an earthquake, a flood, then that money is lost, right?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to risk your life to try to get the funds from below your bed, right?
Right,
But
yeah.
in the event, if you actually invested in a portfolio that gives you compound interest, that gives you that guaranteed returns, then you won't have anything to worry about.
Definitely. And he said it, you would not have anything to worry about. So we want to thank Omari so much to talk about so little time. We need to have you back on the show to really go in depth in terms of financial security and literacy and just understanding the fundamentals of what your money can do
for you.
Yeah, so we thank you so much for coming. Thank you for coming to Brunch. I know you're busy, you have to go back to work and all of that. But before I go, guys, let me just mention the trivia question yet again. What is in the canister that is at the all-time wedding, the Mariah all-time wedding? What is in the canister carried during the procession? Get to typing, guys. Nobody got this right. I was hoping that you guys would have crushed this, but I'm going to ask the question again. What is in that canister that is carried in the Mariah all-time wedding procession? All right, we look forward to your answers. In the meantime, we are going to take a break. We're going to be right back. Assistant Secretary Megan Morrison joins us on Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. We'll be right back after this.
Right now, Tobagonians are just currying down to Bonaccord, right in Stobie Local Road. You know why? To come down and shop at Authentic Builders General Hardware, the only hardware store in Tobago that is giving you guys Trinidad prices. So for instance, such as steel, 1/2 inch and 5/8, $7,895. 5/8 construction ply for $260. Every single thing that you will need to do your home renovation or start your new construction, we have it right here. And to get your quotation, it's very easy. Just WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will do your free WhatsApp quotation for you.
Are you flood ready? Review and update insurance coverage. Install floodgates and barriers. Create a family flood plan. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. Tatil, where people are people.
Mamai Lakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Lakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts has 1, 2 and 3 bedroom fully self-contained apartments located at the heart of Crown Point. Minutes walk to the popular beaches, restaurants, bars and the airport. Enjoy our amazing amenities such as fully equipped apartments complete with Wi-Fi, AC, TV and a pool and a mini-mart on the compound. Call 639-8292 or 8929. Jimmy's Holiday Resorts is your family's home away from home. The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
Back with Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. Now, before the break, I would have told you guys that I have a very special guest with me. Assistant Megan Morrison, Assistant Secretary for the Division of Tourism, Culture, and Antiquities, is here with us this morning. We have been trying to get her for a while now, but as you know, Tobago Heritage Festival is upon us. It is buzzing, it is booming, and this lady is so busy. I am so glad that we actually got her for the couple minutes that we do today. So I'm very privileged to have you, Assistant Secretary. Thank you for gracing us.
Yes.
Your lovely ensemble. Let me
Yes,
just talk
I
about
think we
that.
are feeding on each other's energy.
Great minds think alike. Yes. And we had a lot of questions about the Heritage, Tobago Heritage Festival 2023. So I'm just going to start things off. In terms of the planning, how was that? How was that for you guys in terms of planning and getting it to fruition this year?
So this year, the festival was presented through the Division of Culture.
Right.
Traditionally, over the last few years, we had the Tobago Festival Commission that would have facilitated the process. So we just wanted to take a little different approach. As you may know, we are celebrating 36 years this year. And from our perspective, we would have lost some of the authenticity of the heritage itself.
Oh, yes.
So that helped us fashion the theme, which was the theme, which was homage, paying tribute to the beginning, those who have passed, those who have contributed, and all, yes, to the legacy. So, and festival has helped out in some respect. We had a few of their members on the planning committee. We advertised on their page and so on. They helped with some of the artwork and all of that. So it's not that they're totally out of it this time, but we just wanted to do something different, right? And as a result, you see where we had Miss Personality being done differently. I know we have got some criticism because I'm not sure if some people are aware or they just choose not to say, but the competition on the actual night, which was opening night, we had a combination of both the Calypso competition and the Miss Personality. So we did, in order to not have an extraordinary long show, we had some of the elements done prior. So talent and recycle wear were done on the 14th.
Right.
Right? That is prior to the show. Of course, the traditional Miss Intelligence and all of those events went before, judged before, as is the normal. The only thing different this time, we had the talent segment done prior. Well, as for recycle, we hadn't had that for some time at all. It was totally left out. So we introduced it this time back into the program. So some who probably just viewed the night of the show would have seen the gown segment and the Calypso Monarch and probably think that's the Miss Personality in its entirety, and it was not. Right, so the season had its ups and downs because Culture Department has not handled heritage for a number of years. So, you know, some things was a learning curve. So, you know, we had a little hiccups in some areas and it's all part of the learning process. But so far, we have successfully completed a few of the shows. We have some more to go. We have tonight or this evening, probably happening soon, is the Rum Shop Lime. You know, where we have vendors and craftsmen and so on, displaying what they have to offer and so on. This evening, you will see a more in-depth presentation. Tomorrow, we move to Moriah. And subsequently, we move to Black Rock. That's Sea and Pan Festival. No, I'm sorry. And then we have, not Black Rock first, we have Speyside first with that traditional harvest celebration. That's on Sunday. We have Black Rock on Monday, and of course, the closing with the Emancipation Day celebration, road procession. We will celebrate some of the persons in the space who have contributed to the island's development and so on. That will all happen on Emancipation Day. And I also want to add, it's the first time, as far as I'm aware, that we have a significant amount of sponsors come on board to identify with the heritage product. We have roughly, I have a whole list, Tobago Updates being one of them, major sponsors coming on board. I don't know if I'm permitted to call them out, but we have garnered upwards of $500,000 worth in sponsorship.
Sponsors. Oh, wow.
Yes.
Amazing.
And that is the first, and I would like to commend the hardworking team at Culture Department, the planning committee, Mr. Jesse Taylor and his team, who has been in the office probably, I don't know how they do it.
Yeah.
It's night after night after night, long hours, and in between that we have Best Village happening.
Yeah.
So just imagine
So
that.
it's a very full, a very full plate.
Right? And I can see where some people are adverse to change. That's okay, because we have diverse opinions and so on. And then they have some people who are in the space who have pioneered this for so long, who are so happy to see the reinsurgence of some of the items. So, you know, you win some, you lose some, and that's all part of it. And I'm okay with that.
Definitely. Take a drink for that.
Oh, yes.
You
definitely.
heard it here, guys. You win some, you lose some. That is actually a fact of life. But for me, what I noticed there was a buzz, there was a splendor, the creativity was just bursting at the seams.
Well, I can tell you, we started with the juniors. We had I think we attended 9 primary school and maybe a ECC in the mix.
Right.
But we concentrated on the east and the north this year. But last year, the concentration was in the west.
Right.
So there was that caravan that went to the schools and so on. So even the children were involved. Subsequently, we went to divisions and on the mall and various places to hype up the thing. And apart from that, we advertised on the T-Tiles page that Tobago Beyond. And as a result, we have people like who are going to be on the island. We plan to welcome the people from National Geographic here this evening, who requested to be part of the festival. They will be in the Mariah celebration. They will be in the Emancipation Day celebration. And this is as a result of doing things a little different this time around.
Yeah.
Yes?
And I think one of the questions people were asking, like, what else can we expect? Now, for me, I just spoke on the glamour, the gala. There was this buzz, there was this excitement, there was just an array of colors and textures and tones, and the singing, the chantwells, the drumming. That's those scissor tail jackets and white pants and those shiny shoes. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my.
Yes, we had a good launch. We really did. And I think that created interest. And as a matter of fact, I can say after the launch, half of the persons who came on board was as a result of the launch.
Yeah,
definitely. Yes, of the sponsors and so on. So I'm happy that we don't have it perfect, but I'm happy that we are making headway. We have reach. Because I mean, after this, after we have advertised on these national sites and appeal to different audiences, somebody will decide after the heritage they would want to come back to Tobago for a vacation.
Definitely.
Yes, I think so. So we welcome the Trinidad audience. I know this is Great Fete weekend, and I know of some people that are capitalizing on both the fete and the heritage at the same time, which is good.
Yeah.
Right? And if you go to the airport as well, you will see our branding there. Go get your photos. If visitors come in, they will see that we are advertising our heritage there and so on. So
definitely.
I think we are not in a bad place. That is what I will say. And I can only see us growing from here. We also held a symposium, I forgot to mention, where we had open recommendations for what you think we should do next year. Because we don't claim to know it all. We have people in the space who have done this and have done this well before. Their input were welcomed via face-to-face and via messages and emails and so on. And we'll take all that into consideration going forward to next year's production.
Definitely. And I think the theme was so befitting because we really must remember the people who fought and without question or pause, the people who were so resilient and pioneering that our cultural voice needed to be heard.
Yes.
So I love the
yes, and one of those persons is Mr. Stanley Bearder. We cannot help but mention him. He's still alive. He's still with us, and I think some way we have to find a way to recognize him. He was part of a committee that started the very first heritage. I mean, if I search in my phone, I may be able to find what the budget was for that very first Heritage Festival. So yes, we are paying homage. And as I may not have said it, but our tagline is all are we and all are who we be.
Yes.
And it's just that.
Yes.
And I don't want us for a moment to forget who we are as a people.
Yes.
Where we came from. Who we are representing. You know?
Definitely.
So even persons in the diaspora are here for the Heritage Festival, and we are so happy to welcome them home. Homage.
Yes.
Yes.
And you said it so well. The diaspora is here, and they are here to celebrate with us. Remember, we are celebrating the ones who paved the way, who would have fought, you know, for a change. You know, colonialism and all these things happened, and we still are resilient today, and we need to take pride in ourselves as Tobagonian and Tobagonian people. So, Assistant Secretary, thank you so much. I know you're super busy, so I will not keep you any longer.
Before I leave, though, I would like to send a good morning to my secretary, who has been enabling us and supporting us, although she's staying in the background for this because she allowed me to lead for this heritage program. I want to thank her so much, and my administrator, Mr. Duku, for the tremendous support over the period. It has not been easy because, you know, there's stuff you have to deal with, but it's okay. We roll with the punches and we rise above.
And you rise, and that's the important part, rising. All right, so guys, Assistant Secretary Megan Morrison was here speaking with us, and we thank you so much. We're going to take a break, but right before we do that, let me just mention our trivia question once again. What is in the canister carried during the procession at the Mariah Old Time Wedding? You guys know this. I know you know this. Get to typing and send your answers in, please. And thank you.
I'm wondering if I'm permitted to answer.
Yes, no, you can't. No. Online, please. Online. All right, so we're going to take a break, and we're going to be right back with more Brunch, a taste of Tobago.
Inner Health, number 13B, Portmore, Scarborough, Tobago, with over 25 years experience offering services in and not limited to microscopic blood analysis, reflexology, and the sale of a wide range of organic herbal products used to supplement thyroid, lymphatic, heart, kidney, and brain health, and the male and female reproductive systems. Come and chat with us. Remember, your health is your wealth.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
Are you flood ready? Recycle and properly dispose of large waste. Avoid sweeping yard clippings or trash into drains. Plant trees to avoid soil erosion. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash in transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
If you see or know about a crime, report a crime safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. You can play your part safely and anonymously. Report a crime. Earn a reward. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. Be a hero. Champion. Fearless citizen. Be a crime stopper safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime.
Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Real questions and honest conversations with the sole aim of keeping you fully in the know. Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates.
Are you flood ready? Monitor trusted sources for info. Wear protective gear when you clean up. Contact your insurance provider to assess the damage. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATIL, where people are people.
Excel Spa by Haley, where our highly trained staff are ready to deliver the top-class services in facial massages, waxing, nail enhancement, and body treatment. We are ideally located at Coco Avenue, Switzerland, Tobago. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TripAdvisor, or you can call us on 730-0149. Excel Spa by Haley. Relax, renew, and rejuvenate.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
And welcome back to Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Now, guys, this is a wonderful show. It's a wonderful mix of art, of culture. We just had Money Matters. Assistant Secretary Megan Morrison just graced us and just gave us a recap of the Tobago Heritage Festival. And of course, now we are talking recycled wear. And who better to talk about that than my next two guests we have? Miss Patsy Lewis, who's I keep saying Lewis, I don't know why. Patsy Bob, who is an accomplished designer on the island of Tobago. And with her is our esteemed, I have to say esteemed representative, Miss Sparkle Taylor. Now, Sparkle has been wowing us, the masses, with her design that was created by Patsy, and we're just going to talk a little bit more on that. So Patsy, I'm going to go to you first. I was looking at your ensemble coming in, and I said, I know a designer there's a sense of style that you have that the rest of us don't. I have to say that. So I knew it when you walked in. But tell us about a little bit about how you came up with the idea for Sparkle's ensemble.
Well, first of all, good morning.
And again,
the idea came from the title of her Spirit of the Ocean Waves.
Mm-hmm.
So I have this friend, she's so trusted in me, she always say, I want you to sew for me, I want you to sew for me. And every time she has a production or a show, she's always come to let me sew her costume. Her name is Crystal Sargent.
Mm-hmm.
So she encouraged me to do the job. So that is why I started doing the job. But sewing for me was just a passion, for fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that is how I started. So it's just something I like. My motto is be unique.
I like that motto.
Yes.
I like that. I like that.
Yes.
All right. So you've been doing this for
quite a while.
A long time.
Yes.
So when you put your hands to something, you know exactly what you're doing.
No, well, I doesn't just like know one time, but as I go along, I take it step by step, and
and then the concept starts to unravel.
Yes.
Okay. So Sparkle, tell me about your experience. How was it for you? Tell me about your experience in the competition.
Good morning again.
Good morning.
My experience was fabulous. I had a really fun time with all the different activities that were placed for us to do in a short period of time. I had a great time modeling the design of Miss Patsy, especially that piece of the recycle where it came out. It showcased a lot about Castara.
Yes.
So that was one of my favorite pieces, and it turned out to be a successful one.
Okay.
So the experience was really great for me. There were challenging times because the time was really short for us to do a lot of things, and then to be able to gather knowledge on our heritage, because it wasn't just about the beauty, it was about bringing and as well as educating and preserving. So we had a lot to do in that short period of time. So it was good in all.
Okay. And tell me about some of the experiences being in that type of space with the other young ladies. Did you have was there positivity flowing? Did you make any friends? How was the experience for you going forward?
That was one thing that I was afraid of when I got in there, because I didn't realize until halfway into the show that I was actually the oldest person there. And everybody embraced everybody beautiful. There was a love right through the entire process. Each of us uplifted each other in whatever way we could. Some of us may walk better than the other, some of us talk better than the other, but it was not a competition between each of us. It was more of an uplifting for each of us. We helped each other in walking, the dancing, the speaking. So it was all fun. It was good. I have gained some really great friends that I hope that we could continue the friendship, as the second runner-up would have said that we would have started a group. Excuse me. So that in itself said a lot about the entire group, about all of us, that we were really connected with each other. We really were there for each other. So it's an experience, and it's a friendship with all of us that I don't think I want to end at all.
Yeah. And excuse me, being a mom and getting into, because this is pageantry, which means there's time, there's scheduling, you have to be different various places, various locations, and that sort of thing. How was that juggle? You had a bit of juggling to do. How did that come across with the rest of the family? Did everybody want to come? Oh, mommy, have thing today. I want to go. How was it? How was it for you?
My kids, yes, they wanted to be a part of every step, but that was impossible. But it was a little bit of a challenge at first, but I'm the type of person, I love challenge.
Yes.
And I work very well under stress. So for me, I would have just gone with the flow. Things would have worked itself out as it should. And I would have prayed a lot on it, asked the Lord to just give me guidance, give me the right persons, put the right people in the right places to guide me along, for me to be able to be a part of the competition and be successful. And not about winning the competition, but the purpose of why I took part in the competition.
Definitely.
So
definitely,
all of that took place and just put itself in place automatically. So for me, I don't think it was much of a struggle after all.
Yeah.
But stuff worked out as it should.
Because you went into it positively.
Yes.
And so you were able to, just be ready for any challenge that may
Yes,
have
I was.
come. Yeah.
I was. I definitely was.
And how is Castara, right?
Yes.
Yes, your home village. How are they receiving you? Is everybody buzzing, jumping up? What's going on in Castara?
It was a little bit of a shock for me at first because I didn't, normally they would have the, the village council would have been a part of it to pick someone or send someone. There wasn't any of that.
Oh.
So at first I was really afraid of it, representing Castara. I mean, representing Castara has been something of the norm for me.
Yeah.
Growing up. But as I got older, I stepped aside from a lot of that and became a mom and a wife. So I was afraid of that. And when Miss Crystal Carter, my chaperone, came along and said, there's a Heritage Queen Show coming up. Would you like to be a part? It's like, oh.
Yeah, you can't think twice about it.
And then she said, well, you could, I had recently joined her group, which is the Tobago's Cultural Ambassadors. And that group was just for me to find myself back in place with stuff that I had missed. Culturally. And physically myself, growing as a woman, I wanted to have that. And the opportunity just arrived. And I said, well, okay, I will try. And when I went to Castara, for the most favorite part, which was the community video, I stood there and I looked and I said, I'm going to just throw it out to people around. And I said to them, listen, I'm going to be doing this competition, which is a heritage personality.
Right.
And I need the support of my members of the village to do this community video to showcase Castara. I mean, Castara is already well known, but again, we want to have ourselves on the map with this heritage festival again.
Yes.
And be able to display and preserve our culture. And I said, would you all be interested in being a part of it? Everybody was overwhelmed. Everybody was happy. What you need, what you want to get. Everybody chipped in and supported. I said, I need you all to just be around. Just have yourself, available if I need you to do something.
Be present.
Yes, and show exactly, be yourself so they would see what Castara really is. And we don't want to have nothing that's displayed that is not a part of us.
Yes.
So when they get to Castara, exactly what they see in the video is exactly what they're going to see in Castara when they get in there. So it was the best time.
Yeah.
I think Castara really embraced it. A lot of them called and, offered themselves for help in any way possible. I got support from sponsorships from a lot of people in Castara, my family members as well, a great deal of support. So it took them by surprise, but at the same time they embraced it a lot.
Yeah, and just remind us, for those of you viewing, some people may not know of exactly what happened during the pageant. So as Crystal was saying to us, Sparkle, as Sparkle was saying to us, there were various segments that took place before the actual opening night gala, which brings me to my next question. Now, Patsy, this is for you. We're getting ready to wrap, but I want to bring you in here just briefly. Spirit of the Ocean Waves. Now, I remember looking at some of the pageantry and the way I love textures and I love tones and I love the way how fabric, cascades along the body, things like that. And I definitely remembered that type of fit. It was like it was made specially.
It was.
especially, it was so intricate. And I remember making a comment about that. I was talking to someone and I was making a comment about that. And it brings me to your, not just your creativity, but the way that, you know, it's neat, you know, it's seamless. You see every, you know, it was so amazing. If you had to remember how many years you were involved in designing, would you be able to say how many years?
Yes, I would.
How long have you been designing?
More like 40 years.
Yeah. It showed.
Yes.
It showed. Because we looked at Sparkle and it was like it was made specially for her.
It was.
So that is something that we remember. And Castara is such a beautiful, wonderful place. And representing them is such an honor for you. And the villagers, Castara, good morning to you. And I pray that you are blessed. We are speaking to a daughter of your sand and sea. And Sparkle is here just telling us a bit about her experience. So is this something, if you had to leave a word of encouragement for people such as yourselves, because there are a lot of young mothers as well who, you know, might shy away from pageantry and cultural exhibitions and stuff like that. What would you say to mothers such as yourselves? Not yourself.
I would definitely tell them, don't shy away from this, because we are all part of our culture. We are all part of this heritage. We are all part of preserving and growing in our culture. And they had, the age limit was between 18 and 25 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Correct me if I'm wrong. But now it's up to 40, 45.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives us the opportunity as mothers, no matter your status, no matter your age, no matter your circumstances, the opportunity is not just about going out there and looking beautiful. It's also about displaying yourself, displaying your community, displaying Tobago on a wider scale. It's an opportunity for you to show your children, for you to be able to show persons who you are and embrace that. Because this opportunity has given me a lot of inspiration to go forward and do so many things in terms of building in my talent where I would have left off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, inspire my two daughters to be more embracive in your culture.
Mm-hmm.
Take part in something that's much bigger than yourself. Because this is something that you can't get away from it. No matter how you try to, it's not something you can get away from. So give it an opportunity, give yourself an opportunity, try it, and just go with whatever you may have gone in there, your intentions, remember the intention that you went in there, and go forward with that and be positive about it.
So move forward positively.
Positively, yes.
And before I go, my question that I have to ask, just for the viewers, recycled where, for that segment, where did you place in that segment?
The recycle where I won the recycle.
Right. I just wanted the viewers to know
yes,
that this is the winner here.
Yes.
That's a question that I know you're going to ask me. Okay, well, John, what she come? What she place? Yeah, and tell me. So this is the winner of the recycled wear category. Sparkle Taylor, who was very kind in gracing us with her presence, as also Patsy, my friend on the end there, with all the talents and all the poise and all the creativity. We want to thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for talking with us. I wish it could have been longer, but as they say, Tory for talk with time a day. You know, that's what Tobago say. So we're going to take a break. We're going to be right back with more of our Culture Corner. At least part of our Culture Corner is coming up. Gave Sandy is here, and she's going to be talking with us about her experience for the Tobago Heritage Calypso competition. By the way, Gave is the current Tobago Heritage Monarch, and she's going to be with us after this. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
first step to security, but a possible access point for guns, drugs, crime. If it does not look right, do the right thing. Call Crime Stoppers anonymously. 800-8477. Report possible border crime.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your life can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean. Never.
Come one, come all. It's time to join in the Tobago Heritage Festival 2023. Homage. All are we and all are who we be. To Tobago. Indulge in the awesomeness that is embodied in the spirit of Tobago at the 36th Tobago Heritage Festival. Celebrate a rich, vibrant, hypnotic showcase of our cultural legacy. Yes, from July 21st to August 1st, 2023. Take the island tour. Sample the sumptuous variety of local indigenous delicacies. Enjoy the recreation of old-time village life. Dance to the drum. Feel the rhythm of steel pan. Experience the way of life, languages, and oral traditions. Be part of the journey to our we heritage, honoring our past, celebrating our present, and inspiring our future. Relive our unique culture. Join in the preservation of the heritage of we island of Tobago.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Summerama, real steam for the summer standard. Is a dream for the summer. Dreamy, steamy standard. What you have? What you have? All the best deals, no drama. Standard be beat like a hammer. Go tell your friend, tell your papa, tell your mama. We got more. Standards are what you're searching for. Quality brand, discounts galore. New things for the summer, online in store. Summertime is here, so make the most out of it at Standard. Never beating on quality and price. It nice.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax, we will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
So much for joining us. Now, guys, before the break, I mentioned a very special young lady that is going to be gracing the brunch set. Now, this young lady is very dear to me. She's dear to my heart, and I have been privileged to watch her evolve into a talented, empowering, positive, dynamic young lady. And no doubt, she proved that on the 21st of July when she cupped the Tobago Heritage Monarch Crown at the Shaw Park complex. Now, I just mentioned that the congratulations, I was actually waiting for her to be on the show with me so that I could do that myself, because it would have been lost with all the congratulations out there. So I'm so privileged to welcome Queen Gave Sandy. Yay! And welcome to Brunch.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You know, I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I'm so proud that you're sitting here with me today. Tobago Heritage Calypso Monarch. Let's go there. How does that feel?
It's actually a mixture of positive emotions. So I'm excited, you know, bit overwhelmed by all of it, as well as I am at peace and I'm humbled by this experience and being crowned with this title.
Yeah. And what was the journey like getting there?
It was a mixture of preparation, hard work, as well as learning from my failures in order to be successful.
Yeah.
It's really important to look back and learn from failures in order to succeed in the future. And I think that that's what I did in this instance.
You definitely owned your performance. And when I say owned, you came out, but you came out with, there was a level of confidence. It was like a rallying cry, a spiritual upliftment. And that is what I felt from you. From the time you entered the stage and you sang that first note, it was impactful from start to finish. And I remember commenting on just your presence. Even when you weren't singing, even when the band was just doing their thing in the background, there was something that was resonating from you. How do you prepare for a performance? Do you zen? Do you go to a zone? Do you sit quietly by yourself? How do you prepare? What is backstage like?
Usually I would go in a corner and do some deep breathing, as well as put in my headphones and let the song play and reflect on the words, reflect on how I want the presentation to flow. But deep breathing is really important to keep me calm so that I can meditate on what I'm going out there to do.
And who wrote your song?
This song was written by Carl Riley.
Carl Riley.
Yeah.
Okay. And just remind the viewers the name of your composition.
Okay, the name of this song is All Are We, and this song highlights the fact that we are standing on the shoulders of cultural giants, and that, you know, we should really respect the work that they would have done. Our ancestors, they would have toiled and struggled for where we are today. And we have this festival because of them. It also highlights our food, our music, you know. These things are unique to Tobago, and these things make All Are We who we are.
Yes, well said. I could not have said it better myself. I looked at your performance more than once, I have to say, and I'm being very, very honest here, because it wasn't just you coming to sing or to render a song. It was everything. Everything was engulfed in what you were doing. So it was your voice, it was your movement on stage. I noticed when you were going to do your verses, you know, you slowed down a bit, you took your time, and you, how old people say, you stand up, you know, you stood in your message. And I think it reached just the same way it reached us. I think it reached the audience as well, because there was this buzz that we were getting while you were on stage. We heard it, we felt it. It was something that was electrifying. And so that only comes because you were so spiritually connected to what you were doing. And it wasn't just, okay, well, I have a song to sing, let me go sing as a competition, let me go do this.
Yeah.
You were very, very much spiritually connected.
Yep.
And that is something, you either have it or you don't. There's a light that would resonate from within you as a creative, as a performer, dramatist, singer, dancer, artist, painter, whatever you do. And that is something that we don't always tap into, or we don't always find what our talent is even. And so getting to know ourselves is another thing. And I feel like you're on a journey. I mean, I am. I know most people are, but there's a journey that we take that nobody else can. It's our journey. It's our journey of empowerment, of development, knowing who you are as a person. And I felt that from you.
I think that could only happen when you become one with the song and you flow with the music, and that's really important.
Yeah.
Because some people just sing for singing's sake, you sing for the prize.
Yeah.
But for me, it's about, being my true self, because you see, music is something I'm really, really, really passionate about.
Yes,
I am
definitely.
definitely passionate about it. And when you become one, it shows. You see it in the movement, you hear it in the music.
Yeah. And it definitely, it's not just something that shows it, you feel it.
Oh, yes.
It takes me back. I wanted to talk about your costuming. I loved the radiance. It was powerful. There was a stance. And so the confidence of you sort of just mingled. It dwelled. It gelled, it gelled together. Who was responsible for your ensemble?
So I came across that outfit on Instagram and I was like, yes. I would like to have this made, and I would have sent it to Miss Darian Phillips of Euphoric Designs.
Okay.
And she made the outfit.
Okay, because some of our viewers may want to get onto Darian, because your showcase was impeccably done. The colors, the textures, the tones. And I kept talking about colors, textures, and tones because there was so much to see. It was like, her. I come to do business right now. That's how it felt. And looking on at the competition, there was that level, there was that type of professionalism, and I was very, very happy and proud to see that was being expressed, being showcased. The Tobagonian culture, the way we walk and talk and express ourselves, our rhythm. I always say that it's something unique.
Definitely.
And we must embrace it. So when the results were coming out, we were waiting, and I wasn't surprised when your name called.
Well, I was hiding outside of the auditorium with my friend. I was hiding, to be very honest, because it's a bit nerve-wracking, So I just didn't want to be in that space. And then when my friend, because we were slightly hearing from outside, when she heard who the third place winner was, she was like, Gavi, this is yours.
This is for you. Yeah. And the feeling, it's like a feeling of euphoria. It's like you can't come down.
A breath of fresh
air.
Yep.
And there was one memory of you that always resonates with me. I remember it was still Fairfield. There was still pretty much a cultural space at Fairfield Complex. And I was passing, I can't remember where I was going, but downstairs where they had like the changing rooms and stuff like that. And I remember your mom was involved in a group called Rising Stars at the time. You were a baby at the time. And it wasn't quite time for them to go on stage. I think it was Folk Fiesta or something. I think it was Folk Fiesta. It was the same heritage time. And she was singing to you as a baby. And for some reason, I never forgot that. I passing to go my way, but I hearing somebody singing. And I'm passing and she's there with you and she's singing to you. And it just never left my mind. So when I saw you coming up and being such a wonderful singer, performer, it started from...
I feel like it's a full circle moment because she would have started singing in the Heritage Festival and she was pregnant with me. And now this is my first time in the Calypso Monarch and I would have won. Yeah.
So it's
destiny, definitely.
Yeah. And you have to see it as that. And I'm saying that because you are coming into your own as a woman, as a performer, artist, because what you do is artistry. When you step on stage, that in itself is artistry. And the band, I remember the band, they gelled with you somehow.
Excellently.
There was no hiccup or no, sometimes you might hear. But then again, Caribbean in excess. Mr. Lyndon Rowley, good morning to you. There was nothing wrong. No horn blowing out of place and key, nothing. That's one of the things I remembered. They just gelled. And there is that synergy. And sometimes you either hit it on one take or you don't. And when you came out, it was just impactful from start to finish. And I remember that. And I felt you were so deserving of the title. I personally felt that way. As a performer, what is next for you? Where do you go next?
Okay,
you won this coveted title already, so that's under your belt. What's next for Garvey Sandy?
Well, I'm looking forward to performing in the October Carnival celebrations. Hopefully there's a competition. If not, some sort of platform for Calypsonians to showcase their talent. It doesn't necessarily have to be a competition, but give us that platform to showcase our talent. And in the National Carnival, I'm hoping, that I could make it as far as the finals in the National Calypso competition. So those are the two things that I'm looking forward to in the very near future in my music career.
Yes, and Calypso, all the way.
Yeah.
I always say that I love when young people are doing positive things. I love when you are breaking the mold, because very recently the conversation about our young persons is not a very positive one. We highlight the things that are not good. And we do not highlight the positive strides that our youth are making in the world, humanity at best. And so when I see people like you doing just that, which is impacting, because what you do impacts, it's impactful, it's powerful, it's strong, because it's a talent and it's a natural talent that is yours. And so it resonates from you. And if you had to say something to our young people today, what would you tell them?
Well, I actually had a conversation with one of the competitors in the competition, Ms. Murray. It was her first time, and she was the youngest competitor.
Right.
And I was asking her, how she felt with it being her first time. She said it was good, but she's not sure if she would continue. And my words to her were, do not give up. This is just a start. Don't give up. And I will tell any other young person that whatever you are doing, don't give up. Because without a test, there's no testimony. And we must continue to press forward despite any obstacles that come our way.
Right. Definitely. Garvey, it is so amazing. I am so proud of you. I feel like you're a proud aunt. And I'm watching you evolve and grow as a performer. I am so proud of you. And moving on, pushing forward and just staying positive. That is my wish. That is my prayer for you as you evolve as a young woman. We have a clip of your heritage performance. We're going to do a little bit of that. Before we go, we're going to wrap in a short while. But before we go, guys, I know that Charlottesville Natural Treasures Day would have gone on Monday. However, Tobago Updates Television, and by extension Brunch at Taste of Tobago, did a special feature on all things Charlottesville. So we're going to do a little of that when we come back from the break. But for now, let's take in a bit of Gavi's performance, her winning performance for the Tobago Heritage Calypso Monarch. And Gavi, thank you so much for talking with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, and I wish you all the blessings.
Yes, I also want to thank, my mother, my grandmother, all my friends, all the props, drummers, backup dancers, all the musicians, everybody that was a part of this entire process.
Definitely.
I wish to say thank you. Most important, thanks to the Most High God for granting me this talent and, allowing me to be able to be victorious in this competition.
Definitely, and well said. Thank you for thanking everyone who was a part, who made it happen for you. All right, so we're going to take in just a bit of Gavi's performance, and when we come back, Natural Treasures Day, all things Charlottesville. You guys need to take a look at that. All right, we'll be back right after this.
Traditions we must embrace. All of we progress at a steady pace. Don't come to my mind. With gentlemen, and this blessed Tobago, it's yours and mine. So they can't question we. All of who are we be? How we be? Whoa. Sail on our coastline and see Tobago's coral reef. You could come and dine after a stressful day, find relief. We could set you.
From the experts that created the Zinger sandwich comes the KFC Crispy Barbecue Zinger.
The only one I see is you.
Cheddar cheese, crispy onions, the most delicious Kentucky Fried Chicken, and barbecue sauce. Get ready for a whole new level of flavor.
Are you flood ready? Review and update insurance coverage. Install floodgates and barriers. Create a family flood plan. An initiative to help people prevent, prepare, recover. TATL, where people are people.
Charlottesville, Charlottesville. If you want to catch a fill of kingfish, Jackson, mackerel, just take a bus, come down the hill to Charlottesville. Charlottesville, Charlottesville. If you want to catch a fill of kingfish, Jackson, mackerel, just take a bus, come down the hill to Charlottesville. I will sing you a song of a village called Charlottesville. Wonderful, wonderful Charlottesville. First you go up and then you come down the hill. Wonderful, wonderful Charlottesville. Charlottesville, Charlottesville. The village is so picturesque, the beaches are the loveliest. Just take a bus, come down the hill to Charlottesville. Charlottesville, Charlottesville. The village is so picturesque, the beaches are the loveliest. Just take a bus, come down the hill to Charlottesville. Just take a bus, come down the hill to Charlottesville. Thank you.
And hello, Tobago. Hello, Trinidad. Hello, the Caribbean. And of course, hello to the rest of the world. And for everyone viewing, you are watching Brunch, a taste of Tobago, the really popular mid-morning show that is making its way and telling you about anything and
everything that is Tobago. Today we are privileged and we are honored to be in the eastern, beautiful, electrifying village of Charlottesville. Yes, that's right, Charlottesville is where it's at. Come with us as we celebrate Natural Treasures Day. And the theme for this Tobago Heritage Festival is Everything Charlottesville. And you guys know what that means. We have the dancing of the cocoa, we have the roasting of the breadfruit, the chocolate tea, ooh la la, delicioso. You would not want to miss that. I am your host, J.W. Moore, also known as J Soul, and come and take the journey with us as we take you through Natural Treasures Day and the village of Charlottesville. Everything Charlottesville.
Let me welcome you to Charlottesville. Let me also welcome you to the best aspect and installation of the Tobago Heritage Festival in Charlottesville. I say that every year, but this year might ring true even more. And you are here to experience Natural Treasures Day. And for those who are here for the first time, Natural Treasures Day really speaks about the way we lived as Tobagonians, how we live, our everyday lives, from aspects in our agrarian lifestyle to how we got coals as a form of energy, how we did our laundry, how we baked, how we cooked, how we produce our juices, how we built. Literally every aspect of our life is touched on during the day. It is a long trek, so if you are unable to do some exercises and you miss the gym, then you will be able to burn all the calories. But I'm afraid that as you are burning the calories, you'll be putting it back in from the lovely treats that are there for you to participate in. I want to congratulate the team at Charlottesville, because what you'll be experiencing today is a very intergenerational type of experience. You will see the very old, the middle-aged, and the very young all participating. It is an immersive experience, so please immerse yourself in the experience. No one will rebuke you for participating, for taking away a bamboo from somebody and hitting it on the ground. Try to keep the rhythm as much as is possible, and just learn as much as you can from the experience. So welcome again to Charlottesville. We expect a very humid day, so it is just part of the experience. Enjoy it to the fullest, and we look forward to Natural Treasures Day 2023. God blessings to all of you.
In the background, that is so much buzzing and so much rhythm in the village of Charlottesville. And to my left, we have the roasting of the breadfruit, which is another staple of the Heritage Festival of Natural Treasures Day. Remember, everything Charlottesville is what's happening now. So I'm gonna call Bobby now. Bobby, let's go. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, as we listen to the drums, Bobby, we're gonna talk in a rhythm, and I want you to tell me about the roasting of the breadfruit. What is the significance of roasting the breadfruit today?
Well, roasting the breadfruit today, or before, when we used to do it a long time with our grandparents, so we've been learning that from it, because long ago, you know, the stress, that the pressure we used to go through long time because we couldn't afford bread. So this was the form of for feeding the family. Okay, so that is how it is, and it continues because breadfruit as we know it, it came from Africa during the days of slavery, and so we keep and we try to maintain this sort of culture that we have here in Tobago, right? I know it's in other countries, but we always try to maintain this kind of culture in Tobago, right? What we are doing now is we have the breadfruit here, so we have fire. We put 3 stones underneath, and then we put the breadfruit on top, and then we pack wood around it, and then we have coconut shell. So we have a big bonfire. So at the end of the day, when the breadfruit is finished, we have a finished product that's already baked, right? So you could know it when it baked. So what you do, you take a fix, a coconut broom, and you pierce it, and then once it penetrates, you know that, hey,
it's ready to eat. And as you're saying, it's a tradition, it's an African tradition, and of course, Charlottesville is deeply rooted in African traditions. If you can hear the drums behind me, it's hard to keep still. We have to rock, we have to stomp, we have to do everything. All right? So tell me, what goes into the preparation for Natural Treasures Day?
Well, the preparation for Natural Treasures Day, we have the different how should I put it? The activities. We have the trek from Camberton, Fort Camberton. After we leave Fort Camberton, there's a lot of rhythms coming down the road, tambu bamboo, etc. And then when we reach the deathbed, there you will see how they used to do it long time when someone passed on. Where they used to wash the deathbed, and that is kind of tradition. But we see, so we kind of show the youths and them how we used to be like long time, because long time we didn't have nothing like you had to go to the morgue and this kind of stuff, so we had to preserve the dead at home and all this kind of thing. We should even build the parents and the build the coffin at home somewhere. You preserve the dead, before we have no morgue to take them to. So that was how it is a long time. And then after that, the cocoa is here. We come to where we have the cocoa, where we dance the cocoa. Okay. We know that cocoa is a variety, it's a very spiceful thing. It's very cheap. It's not cheap, but right now we are encountering a lot of problems getting cocoa in Tobago. The plantations, they are dying, right? Because one of the things that is paying us here right now is the infestation of parrot. That is causing a lot of damage to the cocoa. And then by doing that, people have their plantation, and sometimes when they go there, everything is cheered on by the parrot. As a matter of fact, I personally, I doing a little cultivation on my own, because normally I make chocolate to sell, but sometimes I don't have the variety, I don't have the amount that I want to really do. So whatever I have about a few trees home, so whatever I have, I do, and I take my cocoa, but as a matter of fact, it don't last long, because when I get it, people from all about foreign calling me, hey, I come in, I need chocolate, but sometimes.
So it's a commodity that everybody wants, yeah? And so we're keeping the tradition alive here in Charlottesville. Looking at your headwear, tell me about this headwear now.
This headwear signifies a long time. What we used to do, when we the cocoa, when we finish the cocoa, break the cocoa and etc., we put the cocoa to sweat. We call it sweat, like kind of fermentation, right? When we lift that load, we should put that, this comes like a crown. We call it a pad. So this indicates that this is what we used to use in order to take the cocoa. And that was the seniors used to do before. They used to see that they always protecting the waist and all this kind of thing to push on the load and all. So that is the significance of what you see there today.
So what else can we expect from Natural Treasures Day? You told us about the trek, you told us about the deathbed. What else? I mean, singing, dancing, music.
As it goes along from there, you see the cocoa, after finishing dancing the cocoa, they will go to where you see the coals, how they used to do coals long time ago. We didn't have no electricity, but that was the form of electricity that we used to use. So on your way, you will see that going on there. And after that, you will go where they have the baking of bread and in the oven and so on. You will see that also. That will be an experience. But people who know the American nowadays, where everybody have a stove. But that wasn't that long time. Long time, I know personally as a little fella growing up, I have to go to the forest to get wood to give my mother and my grandmother in order to bake. Sometimes I had to live 2 times, 3 times a week because we didn't have no stove. And that is how we used to be. But we used to have fun by doing that. But nowadays it's totally different. You just press a button and a stove light, and that is how it is. But it's very good. We always try to maintain that kind of choice. But it's the best bread you could get, best cake you could get, the best food you could get by baking on the fireside.
So you basically told us so much. You told us about the dancing of the cocoa, the roasting of the breadfruit, what the trek symbolizes, the deathbed, and all these things we could look forward to. So guess what? Thank you for talking with us. Tobago update. You have more to tell me?
There you will see how they used to cut the wood long time because we didn't have no machine and so on. So these guys used to go to the forest, tie up the wood in a certain way, and they saw the wood one on top, one underneath, and they saw that wood precise, the measurement and so on. So in order for them to build their houses and so on. Along that, you will see how they used to do the cane, the squeezing of the cane to make sugar. This is the kind of thing you will see along the way. So it will be a fantastic day. I hope everybody come, enjoy themselves, have fun.
Breadfruit is one of my favorite delicacies, so I need to sample. It looks so good, so nice, so rich and creamy. Yeah, and it's missing the butter, but that's okay. That's okay. This is what I look forward to every year, the roasting of the breadfruit. Okay, so this is my favorite part of Natural Treasures Day. So as you can see, I have my breadfruit. It was just roasted. If you look at the color, it's milky, it's pasty. All it's missing is the butter. They don't have any butter, but that's all right. So I'm just gonna take just a small bite because I don't want to eat all on camera. Butter steak breadfruit. That's what they call it. And also I am tasting all of its smoky flavor. It's wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Now, before we went on the break, remember I told you it's everything Charlottesville. That is what we are doing today. We are visiting this wonderful village for the Tobago Heritage Festival and Natural Treasures Day. It's what's happening today. Now, we would have seen the village trek. We would have seen roasting of the breadfruit, we would have seen dancing the cocoa, chocolate tea, you name it, we saw it. But one thing that we need to see, and that is the dirt oven and the process of bread being baked, which is a staple here in the electrifying village of Charlottesville. And to talk with me, I have none other than a pro and a boss at baking bread in the dirt oven. She is part of the heritage performers, and her name is Lisa Chance. And now we're going to just talk a little bit with Lisa about the process of baking bread. Lisa, thank you so much for talking with us.
Yes, my dear.
How are you today?
I am good.
You good? Are you enjoying the festivities?
Yes, I do.
So just tell us a bit about baking in the dirt oven. Just walk us through the process. So how do you start? How do you prepare before you put the bread in?
We prepare the oven or
the oven.
The oven. We put wood into the oven, bamboo, wood. Then the guy would light it with some oil, with a napkin, push it underneath the wood, and it would catch up, and it would keep thinging up, and we add more wood into the fire, so that the oven could get hot. And when it's hot, we look at it, we scatter the wood with the coals inside the oven so that it gets much hotter. And then when it burns down, we look at it and he raked it out. He raked it out with a stick. He pushed out the fire, and then he used the bush broom to sweep out the remaining coals. And after we put our bread in, we did pumpkin bread and whole wheat bread and sweet bread.
So, adding wood, like constantly adding wood to the oven, this is to keep it from getting hot, to keep it getting hot. All right. And how long would bread take to bake in this oven?
It all depends on how the flour yield and raised. It might take about hour and a half, as well as it might take less.
Right.
Say 2 hours the most.
How long before you put the bread in? How long when you mix the flour and you leave it to rise, how long do you leave it to rise?
Well, you mix it first and you leave it to rise, and after you knead it over again and you leave it now to come right up to the top of the pan, and then you start cutting out, making balls with your flour and leave them for about 10 minutes, and then you put them into the pan.
And he's opening the oven now. We're just gonna see how far the bread reach. How that looking there? Now taking color. He said
Great.
He says great. But the boss Lisa just said that the bread is now taking color. She would know, she's a boss, right? And we are here at Natural Treasures Day. This is what the village of Charlottesville is all about. Preserving the community, preserving the treasures, and passing on the legacy for generations to come. And Lisa is just one of the few persons who is involved in everything Charlottesville for Natural Treasures Day. Now, Lisa, how are you enjoying the festivities so far?
I'm enjoying it a lot. It's something I'm accustomed to, so I'm enjoying it.
And are you a part of any... I know you guys love singing and dancing and drumming and cultural. What do you do?
I'm in the choir. Sometimes I act with them in a little skit and so on.
All right. Give me one of the favorites. What is one of your favorite songs that you would have sung in the choir? Just give us like a little three lines. I don't want to put you on this spot, but we want to know because Charlottesville is so special. Charlottesville is so talented, so vibrant, and so majestic in our culture. And Lisa, she's playing that she's shy, but she's not shy. I know there's some song that you would have sung and that you will really enjoying it. Just give us a few lines. Tobago updates and our viewers want to know.
Well, it is Charlottesville, Charlottesville. The village is so picturesque, the beaches are the loveliest. Just take a bus, come down the hill to Charlottesville.
And here we have the choir.
Charlottesville, Charlottesville. The village is so picturesque. Are so lovely, yes. Just take a bus, come down the hill to Charlottesville.
Yay!
Just take a bus, come down the hill to Charlottesville.
Basically, I'm just here to taste. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm here to taste. I don't mind paying. And we have all the patrons here. We have all the lovely villagers here. It's just a buzz. It's just excitement, tradition, dance, art, culture, drumming, tambour, bamboo, cocoa, you name it, we have it. And now she's glazing. This is my favorite part, with the butter. So you see it's warm and that butter melts in and gives it that natural flavor. And only in Charlottesville you can get a taste of this. So look on, viewers, as they go through the process. And like I said before, Charlottesville is one of the staples. Natural Treasures Day represents tradition, it represents art, and it represents passing on a legacy of what Tobagonian culture was all about. And the dirt oven and dirt oven bread is one of those many, many, many traditions that we have here in Tobago and in Charlottesville. So now the bread is coming out. I'm feeling the heat rising from the oven. And basically, we're just waiting. We waited. We almost left, but we said no, we had to come back just to taste this bread. And she's glazing the butter, and ooh la la, my mouth is watering just watching her glaze. And she's doing it with such finesse and such grace and such beauty. That's what we find here in Charlottesville. And you are watching Brunch, a taste of Tobago. So we're waiting for the butter to melt. We're waiting for the butter to melt. Yes. And they're making sure that the bread is cooked properly. They're making sure that it's, it's nice and soft and well baked in the middle. And as we wait, because I am just waiting for my hops. It's a hops I want. Finally getting to taste the bread. And this is mine right here with the butter and everything. So this is what I was waiting for. Right? So guys, I'm going to take a bite. It's so delicious. It's soft. And the butter, good touch. Great touch. This is what we get here in Charlottesville. What would Charlottesville Natural Treasures Day be without the sawmill and the batty mill? So now we are here and we're talking to none other than Elias Mackenzie, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what's happening here. So Elias, thank you for talking with me. And how are you doing today?
Doing fine for the moment. Yeah.
Tell me about what's happening here.
That is what we call the saw pit, right? He give you a lumber. Really, the lumber that is cut in there, that is cypress. That one is cypress, right? And as you can see, a man on top and a man below to work the tool that they call the saw. That thing that's going up and down, that is the saw, right? And to get the lumber like that, it carries a series of lines underneath and on top, as you can see, right? So you're starting from the end and you're taking your time and going slowly. You have to make sure you don't leave the line, because if the saw leave the line, you will say spoil the board. You will cut off one side with thick, one side with thin, and so on, these kind of things, right? That thing you see there to the tip of the wood, you call that a wedge. That is open as fast as the saw cut. That opens the space and you get more free, and the saw cut all along.
So there's a specific way to do it in order to get the correct measurement.
Yes, there's a specific way. It starts from right down to the end down there. You do all the lining up and all kind of things before you meet to that pitch.
So this happens after you line up. You have to line up and make sure everything is in order. Right.
And then you bring it up to that point and you line it again. You balance it right there.
Right.
Make sure all the lines correspond with one another. You will use something that you call a plumb bob. With a string, a plumb bob.
Plumb bob.
Something with let me say a stone with a string.
Right.
You hold it one and you swing it, and if that will give you the plumb from one line into the next, one line into the next.
How long does it take to reach the end of where that wood should be? When you're sawing the wood, how long does it take to get to the last point of it?
Where they are going, they're stopping right to the point of the wood. Right. One end stopping there will take you approximately about 10 to 15 minutes. If you saw steady. all the way, straight all the way, about 10 to 15 minutes.
So it takes a lot of upper body action, a lot of upper body strength, because you're going up and down and you have to keep a momentum.
Momentum, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you're too tired, you could take a 5.
It's safe?
Yeah, you can take a 5. Stop and take a 5. And then you go again.
So how long have you been involved in this part of it?
Well, I'm involved in it from my teenage.
So quite a while.
Quite a while for my father. Well, I grew up and meet my father, my uncle, and all of them doing this. To make a living, let me say. Got lumber for people to build house, do furnitures. He used to build boat. My father used to build boat with those same lumbers.
So you guys are more or less preserving the culture, preserving the legacy, because the young people, some of them don't want to know about this, you know? So all they have to preserve and pass it on.
Well, we're trying to pass it on, but we're not getting the followers.
But that's nothing. Keep trying and keep preserving, because that is what Natural Treasures Day is all about. So we're going to walk over to the batter mill. As you can see, we have our cane stalks here, or sugar cane stalks here. And the batter mill was used to grind cane.
Let me say, extract the juice from the cane.
And you make sugar.
Make sugar. You can use it. You can drink it just like that. And you can use it to make a nice chocolate tea. It makes a nice chocolate tea, yeah.
And Charlottesville is known for the chocolate tea. It's a thick, warm kind of feeling going down. It's very filling and it's very delicious. So if you have not tried chocolate tea as yet, please do not leave Charlottesville before you do so. It's one of the best tasting chocolate tea you could find. Tell us about the process from cane stalk to what's going on here with this motion with this gentleman over here. So when you get the cane stalk, what happens after that?
Well, when you get the cane like this, what do? You come by the mill. All right, just now.
All right, when you get the cane stalk, you come to the mill. I'm seeing 2 persons on opposite ends.
Yeah, well, it's 3 persons. 3 persons have to operate that.
Okay.
One to do the riding, which is the guy on the stick, and the 2 at one side. Those 2 guys is to feed the mill.
Okay.
Feed the mill with the cane. Every time one done, one take one, and
so you have the rider and the feeder, the ones who feed the mills, yeah? That's it. We are currently at our last stop in the beautiful village of Charlottesville. Now, have you guys ever heard about the coals pit? Well, we are standing here right now. Now, this beautiful sign and this beautiful structure that you see behind me represent the coals pit. Now, remember, in the olden days, the coals would be prepared for days before it was actually put in the ground to make the fire. Now, fruit trees, how many of you did you ever know that fruit trees are the best types of trees to make the coals? Now, this trek, the village trek, would have stopped at all these staples of the community. We would have seen the roasting of the breadfruit, we would have seen baking of the oven bread, we would have seen the dancing of the cocoa, grinding cane to make sugar on the batter mill, among other things. And we come to the coals pit. This is actually our final stop here on Brunch, a taste of Tobago. Thank you so much for joining. I was your host, Jay Soul. On behalf of Tobago Updates Network Television and Brunch, a taste of Tobago, we bid you blessings, peace, love, and light.
And that was our special edition of the Charlottesville Experience, all things Charlottesville. Now, Natural Treasures Day kicked off on Monday, and you guys missed a treat for those of you who weren't there. Brunch was there, Tobago Updates Television. We are just part of the team that makes it happen. And Charlottesville was definitely the place to be on Monday. But just a bit before we wrap, our trivia question. What is in the canister during the Mariah Old Time Wedding procession? At Mariah Old Time Wedding, what is in the canister carried during the procession? We did have an answer, a correct answer. I am so excited. Waveney Jemmy Wilson was the winner today. Congratulations, Waveney. And the answer was clothing. Yes. The bride's clothing and also her white bed linens would have been carried in the canister. Now, guys, don't forget this evening, the Rum Shop Lime takes center stage. It's going to be happening at the Esplanade at 3 p.m. And also, the Mariah Old Time Wedding is tomorrow. I know you guys are waiting to do that brush back and that breakaway and see those lovely costumes and those scissors, tailcoats and hats and pants and frills and all the pomp and splendor that Mariah has to offer. So that's tomorrow in the village of Mariah at 1 p.m. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for being with us on Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. And we leave you now with some words of blessings. Peace, love, light, and blessings to each and every one of you. See you guys on Monday for more of Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. God bless.